Zanu PF expels two senior officials as factional fights get nasty. The Zanu PF Politburo on Wednesday expelled Party Secretary for Health, Childcare and the Elderly, Mrs. Claveria Chizema, and the former Mbare East Member of Parliament, Tendai Savano, for behavior inconsistent within the party. Last month, ZANU-PF suspended Chizema, who is the most senior Politburo member in Harare, for further investigation after the Security Department presented a report on how internal forces were working with some senior officials to foment discord in the party. Addressing the media after the Politburo meeting, ZANU-PF acting spokesperson Mr. Patrick Chinamasa said the ruling party would not spare those working to divide the party. Today, the Politburo anonymously decided that Mrs. Cliveria Chizema be fired from the party because of the seriousness of her case, in which she did not deny any wrongdoing. She joined her accomplice Tinashe Maduza, who was expelled at the last Politburo, said Chinamasa. He said any elements working to split or divide the party would not and never be treated with leniency. On the list of the people expelled from the party is Tendai Savano, again for his association with Chizema. He stands expelled as of today. Chinamasa said in the case of Chizema, she did not deny any of the allegations. She said it happened in March, but she did not alert the party and hid some of the material under her carpet, he said. The Politburo also endorsed the suspension of Tamuka Nyoni, who's the party's Matabeleland North youth chairperson. Tamuka Nyoni, who's the youth leader from Matabeleland North, was suspended by his province, and the Politburo endorsed the suspension for his alleged involvement in behavior and actions which are inconsistent with our expectations of cadres of the party, said Chinamasa. He added, we are making serious decisions to send clear messages to anyone who does not follow the party line that he does not deserve to be in our midst, he said. Last month, Mnangagwa accused his deputy of plotting against him in a heated exchange, highlighting a rift between the nation's two most powerful men as the economy implodes. At a meeting of the ruling Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front Politburo last week, Mnangagwa shouted at Vice President Constantino Chiwenga, according to two people familiar with the situation. They asked not to be identified because the quarrel hasn't been publicly disclosed. The president accused his deputy of instigating a plan to use an opposition protest on July 31 over the deteriorating economic situation to embarrass the national leader. The people said some party members would have been encouraged to demonstrate alongside the opposition, but focused their criticism on Mnangagwa to weaken his standing within the ruling party, the people said. Chiwenga denied any plot against the president, saying he had endorsed Mnangagwa as president for Zimbabwe's 2023 elections, the people said. He said he had protected Mnangagwa against enemies within the party who have now fled the country. The clash shows the tension between Mnangagwa, 77 years of age, and Chiwenga, the 63-year-old former head of the armed forces who installed Mnangagwa when he led a November 2017 coup that ousted the then-president Robert Mugabe. Some military leaders and their allies have grown increasingly impatient as inflation has exceeded 700% and shortages of fuel and food have become rife. Calls to government spokesperson Nick Mangwana in Chiwenga's office were not answered when Bundeng sought comment. Mnangagwa's relationship with the military is complex. It elevated the former spy chief to power, but at the same time, Chiwenga is seen by analysts as ambitious and impatient to take over from Mnangagwa. The ex-military general wields influence within the ruling party and was this week handed oversight of the health ministry. In June, military leaders held a press conference to say they were not planning a coup.